Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of The Witcher, Season 1, Episode 5, Bottled Appetites. Like, to be honest with you, this episode didn't really wow me. Like, the story was fine, the acting was fine, the cinematography was fine, but, like, the story itself was a little predictable. It was still a fun adventure, but it's one, like, you could tell the outcome as soon as it started. And the timeline is kind of messing with me a little bit more. Like, I remember back in the 90s and stuff when, like, you did this, like, time jump in a TV show, and it was like a 10-year time jump, but now everybody's gray and there's like really bad makeup, but you could tell like it was a big time jump. Clearly things are going away from that, especially like we saw that in the 80s and the 90s for these like TV shows. Guess what? Like, that's not really a thing anymore. And so to do it now, they're much more realistic. And so, like, it keeps more real. But unfortunately, you can't even really tell. And so the whole, like, opening scene with Jaskier and Geralt, like, trying to figure out, like, evidently it's been, like, 10 years since the last time they saw each other at the ball and stuff, where, like, the whole law of surprise and stuff like that. It doesn't look like it's been 10 years. So for the most part, this episode, like I said, was kind of predictable. The whole thing of Geralt looking for the Djinn, the genie, and then when he finally finds it, and Jaskier like immediately starts giving his wishes, and he's like, I want this to happen, and I want this to happen. And then he gets attacked. You can tell right away he was not like the wish master. He was not the one the genie was like granting the wishes to, which would mean it was Geralt. Like, it's clearly obvious, because I don't care what show you're watching, like, if you make a wish, it's going to do a cut scene, and you're going to see that happen. So already, I'm not buying it. Him taking Jaskier to the mayor's house, and then we find out that Yennefer is imprisoned at the mayor's house. We're finally starting to combine these storylines. So we finally get Yennefer's storyline and Geralt's storyline, and combining them together to like fix Jaskier's like illness. Overall, it's okay. We find out that Yennefer just wants the genie, the Djinn, to basically like cure, like fix her. So because she gave up the ability to have children, and so now she wants that back. And of course, it's not going to happen. Big surprise, Geralt's the master. He gives out the wishes. We don't hear what the third wish was. But overall, like, it's kind of an interesting story. It's just not fantastic. If anything, I'm more happy to see some of these like storylines merging together. And then the whole sex scene was just more awkward. Like, Yennefer, to me at least, has not been a likable character. She's like been very conceited and stuff like that. So to see her and now Geralt like hooking up together kind of like caught me off guard. Like, I wasn't quite expecting it. The whole like subplot of like Cirilla, and there's a Doppler now, which is a creature that evidently can mimic other people, and he mimics Mousesack and goes after Cirilla. And so Cirilla now, like Princess Cirilla, goes with him, even though he's now dead, and we saw him there at like the ball and stuff in the last episode. But like the effects were kind of cool, where he's like conceited and he just wants to look pretty and stuff like that. And now they're trying to capture Cirilla. Like, that storyline, we can slowly see growing from a small storyline to a bigger storyline, especially now that Geralt and Yennefer have combined stories. So overall, it's not terrible, but it definitely dropped a little bit for me just because of the predictability. So for those who have seen it, what did you guys think? Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time for Rare Species.